Gentlemen, can we please have a seat so we commence right away? Yeah, I think you can leave the music on. That's music on the background is okay. Yes, please have your seat so we commence. For the interest of those that don't know me, my name is Otto Cannon, and I'll be your host for today. So you're welcome to the Palais and Prose Art Exhibition and Book Launch. So with a warm round of applause, make yourself feel welcome. Today we'll be showcasing artworks of Singh and Rhoslyn. I'm sure you can see beautiful artworks around you, left, right, and center. We'll also be launching Rose's Odyssey book, a collection of short stories by Sangita Swechcha. So kindly put your phones on silent so you get the best of today. And if you need to use the restroom, it's somewhere down the stairs. So when you go downstairs, it will be by your right. And yes, there's another one upstairs. One up. Yes, there's one upstairs, there's one downstairs. If we pray there won't be an emergency, but if peradventure, fortunately or unfortunately, there's a fire incident, there's a muster point out there. There's also one this way, but I pray there will be no need for that. So once again, you're welcome, and we'll delve right into the business of today as we call on Duchess Nevin was supposed to do this welcome address, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, she's absent. And to that effect, we'll call Jill Ranabat, the Deputy Mayor of Royal Borough of Greenwich. So with a warm round of applause, let's welcome him on stage. Keep clapping louder till he comes. You're welcome. Over to you.
I'll do that. A little down. Thank you. That's really fine. Thank you, Canon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's such a great pleasure today to be here with you all in this prestigious location at the heart of London. And we are looking at the arts and literature produced from our Nepalese origin residents of the UK. Their recollection of their stories, of their own stories, relating to that culture, history, and significance of Nepal. It is such great pleasure seeing today Singh and Rhoslyn and their collection of the arts here. Looking at these arts, we can feel we are somewhere at that corner of the world, standing next to some other nature or artistic beauty. And looking at the story on the other side, novels and the feelings, a recollection of emotions written and collected by Dr. Swechcha. It is my great pleasure to see all these products here, produced by our Nepalese origin personalities, to bring our identity in the contact zone, in the globalized center of the world, that is England, and center of England in London. Dr. Swechcha, the collection of our feelings and portrayed in the books, we can go back to those primitive cultures in Nepal. Seto Siudo. Looking at the title, I can feel the emotions. That is a very primitive practice. The Siudo is that supposed to be the front of the forehead, which is supposed to be red, but it has been whitened. That has a great story to tell about the primitive culture of Nepal, a custom, and their own identity, and their practices. And that has been sold here in the UK. Her stories, Gulab Sangoko Prem, that has been translated in the English. Rose's Odyssey is such a tremendous attachment to that beauty of the nature and the feelings and the emotions that overwhelms when we stand by. Looking at the glimpse of Pokhara there, the art done by Pising and Rhoslyn. That's the Phewa Lake and Machapustre there. When you stand next to it, I feel like I'm standing somewhere at the corner of Nepal there, looking at that Machapustre and that Phewa Lake at the same time. And I can see some glimpse of the shadow of Machapustre in that Phewa Lake. Looking at some other arts that has shown their great attachment towards the culture. So I'm very privileged to be here and see this, observe this exhibition of the arts and inaugurations of our latest versions of writings. And I would like to congratulate both the artists, Pising and Rhoslyn, and our writer, Dr. Swechcha. Your hard work, your attachment to the culture, and your bravery to bring it forward to the globalized world has made a lot of meaning. A great message has sent to the world. There is a land which has their identity, which has their history, and that is meaningful to the world. May this opportunity flourish. All of you, all three of you as artist and writer, and all of you as audience and supporters, along with the flourishing of the culture and identity of Nepal. I can go back to my time in the university when I had some paper presentation on the identity and the culture. I had a lot of story to read from Indian origin diaspora writers to find out how they feel when they are out in the global city. But now I can see our Nepalese writer and Nepalese artist presenting all these artistic works in the center of the London. It is such a great honor. I'm from Royal Borough of Greenwich, represent the resident over there. And I'm proud to be the resident of Royal Borough. I'm proud to be the representative of those proud Royal Borough's residents who has got great attachment to Nepal, great attachment to the royal ancestry of Nepal. And today, to see these connections here, through your artwork and through your writings, it has portrayed. And on behalf of those residents in the Greenwich, I'd like to congratulate you again. And I'd like to wish you all the best in your future endeavor, and wish you all an enjoyable evening and a very happy days ahead. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Colonel Jit Ranabat, for those powerful words. What better way would he have welcomed us to this lovely occasion this evening? Once again, a warm round of applause to him. He spoke about the bravery of the writer and the artist to bring the primitive culture of Nepal to the global stage here in London. Powerful, powerful. Once again, a round of applause to the writer and to the artist. Thank you very much. Without wasting much of our time, we'll quickly call on the General Secretary General of the Universal Peace Federation to come and give us some wise words. So with a warm round of applause, welcome Robin Marsh.
I want to welcome everyone to Universal Peace Federation headquarters in London. We're an international NGO. And in a sense, we've got a long relationship with Nepal, not just as a UK culture, but I mean, over the last 10, 15 years, we have a very strong branch of Universal Peace Federation in Nepal. And Eknath Dekal, who was the Minister for Poverty Alleviation, he was the leader of the branch in Nepal. He's now gone into a higher position. But he called me one time and said, "Oh, I'd love to come and speak in the British Parliament about our work to alleviate poverty in Nepal." So we had an event with Virendra Sharma there. And then he said, "Oh, I have a friend, Nirmal," sorry, Sangita, I've forgotten the rest of his name, who's going to launch a book of poetry. So please take care of him. So we had an event here. And then I think Sangita was the MC. So we got to know Sangita and her husband, and later we got to know Rhoslyn. And we're very happy that they came up with the idea to have this art exhibition and book launch. And it really brings another flavor to this ballroom. We've had so many meetings here, but we've never had a meeting like this. We've never had a meeting with so many pieces of art and wonderful art and culture. It's incredible. So please have a wonderful evening, and you're very grateful. We're very grateful you came, and you're welcome to come back another time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robin Marsh. I think we should keep clapping till he goes back to his seat. It's so wonderful to have this kind of event, indeed. I agree with Robin Marsh. I've been to a couple of events here, but none has been, like this. This is special. It's special indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about time we call someone special to come and give us some inaugural words. None other but our very own Director General of the Universal Peace Federation, Margaret Ali. With a warm round of applause, make her welcome.
He's very special, Author. I stand here to tell you that what my colleague, Robin, said about the event of Nepalese poetry. And there were many people there. But my heart or eyes or whatever went to Sangita. Sangita really attracted me, with her, and I didn't know anything about her. And not only is she PhD, not only she is the actual consulting communications director in professional, but she writes books about her country with the motivation of us knowing more about Nepal. Isn't it something amazing, really? So what I love about this exhibition, even though it's exceptional, we have not done anything like this, but what I love most about it is a family. Father and daughter, very diverse kind of, artistry, and mother, who is writing books, who is doing many other things as well. This is so sweet, isn't it? But you know that Rhoslyn, I came to know through her mother, obviously, is one of our Young Achiever Award nominee, which is going to be on July. She's going to get Young Achiever Award. I mean, they are so talented. I mean, just for that, we have to give them clap. She likes it. We are very happy that somehow Robin and they were talking, and I'm thinking, yeah, exhibition, etc. I never realized it's going to be so beautiful. Thank you very much, your family, for giving us this joy, and also for us to be able to give joy to the Nepalese culture. I mean, look at that title. I was reading, what was it saying? A glimpse into my country. How beautiful a title. Because if you have a glimpse there, then you'd love it. My daughter was traveling when the people do an after university or something. And Nepal was her most loving place. She loved it. And then I said, oh, I don't know much about it. And now I am getting to know so much through our friends. You're most welcome in our community of UPF. And all of you, all present here, are very welcome to come again anytime. But let us really, really applaud these three amazing artists, and there is the Prose.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know we're very tired because today is a working day. We've been working all day. It's about time we go home and rest. I can tell that from the way we are clapping, but I don't think these amazing writers and artists deserve that kind of round of applause. So I think we should give them a round of applause that is deserving, because to put together this kind of work, like Colonel Jit Ranabat said, it takes a rare kind of bravery to tell this ancient story of Nepal on the global stage. So once again, let's give them a befitting round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At this juncture, we'll call on a very rare kind of engineer, a software engineer, who's got something very interesting to tell us about the book, about the artwork, about Nepal. He's none other than P. Singh. So with a warm round of applause, let's welcome P. Singh. Keep clapping, make it welcoming, welcoming. Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you all for joining us today. Welcome to our art exhibition, where creativity takes center stage. As an artist passionate about capturing culture and heritage, I am thrilled to share my work with you today. Though my professional path led to software engineering, my heart has always belonged to art. A passion that has taken me from the landscape of Nepal, to prestigious venues like where I have displayed it at a number of places in, for example, Nepalese Embassy in London, exhibitions in Qatar, back in Nepal, and many other places. Each piece on display tells a story, inviting you to explore the depths of human experience. From acrylics to oil to watercolors, I have sought to capture the essence of our world in all its vibrant hues. Art has the power to provoke thought, ignite emotion, and foster connection. As you wander through these halls, let your imagination roam free and engage with the stories my paintings have to tell. Thank you once again for joining us. Enjoy the journey through the landscapes of culture and heritage that I am privileged to share with you today. Thank you all.
More and more. We should really encourage every speaker. We should really encourage, most especially P. Singh, who is the artist, one of the artists that have put together these beautiful pieces you see around. He deserves a better round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Thank you very much. He said something very captivating. Art has the power to provoke thoughts and ignite emotions. I wouldn't want us to just take these words lightly. That word, that sentence, that phrase alone is poetic, it's artistic. If we think about it, when you look at this, it provokes thoughts. It ignites some kind of emotion, excitement, sadness. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we'll call someone very special to us to also share some wise words. And it's none other than Rhoslyn Singh. Keep clapping till she comes on stage.
I forgot to say she's only 19.
Hello, everyone. My name's Rhoslyn. I'm a biomedical engineering student at the University of Kent, and I do art as a hobby. So all of my art is on this row over here, if you want to have a look. And I'd just like to thank everyone for coming here today, and thank you for coming to this exhibition. I'd also like to thank UPF, Margaret and Robin once again for letting us host our exhibition here today. So yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Rhoslyn Singh. Those are words of gratitude. I'm sure doing this means a lot to her. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A wise man once said, nature is beautiful because it looks like art. I had to pause for 3, 4, 5 seconds so we ponder on it. But I disagree with those words. I'll say art is beautiful because it looks like nature.
Exactly.
Okay, we're about to move on to the most interesting part of this evening. Are we ready for that moment?
Yay!
I don't hear the excitement in your voices. If you're ready for the most interesting part of this evening, I want you to give yourselves and the organizers and the artist and the writer a huge round of applause. Okay, you're welcome to that moment. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the book launch. And to assist us through this phase, permit me to call on certain people very revered. The first on my list, in no particular order, is Robin Marsh, the Secretary General of UPF. A warm round of applause as he comes on stage. The second on my list, in no particular order, is Duchess Nevin of Lamberton, but unfortunately she's not here. She's got a goodwill message for us, which we'll play when the time is right. The third is Dr. Rupak Shreter, a writer and advocate. A warm round of applause as he comes on stage. I think you always stay that way, maybe in front, right? The next on the list is Dr. Sian Harris, a writer. A warm round of applause as she comes on stage. The next is Ian Pelham Tuna, an international TV broadcaster. A warm round of applause as he comes on stage. Okay.
Why don't you stay? You don't, if you don't mind, you can stay.
Can I sit? It's easier for me, sorry.
Here,
I'm a slightly.
here. Give your hand to Ian. Robin, make the chair. Make the chair ready. Thank you.
Thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. Keep clapping, please, till he sits. Thank you very much. The next on the list is Sad Manavi, a poet and writer. Shahed Manavi. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for her. You're welcome. The last but not the least is our very own special author. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for Sangita Swechcha.
Do you want another chair? Oh, I see.
I think you should moderate this session.
I've got one ready, but I think we have to. Just hold it short. Okay.
Make the front.
Is that okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a symbolic event. This is the symbolic book launch.
Let's have a.
Margaret would like to join as well.
Of course, I read the books. She's one of my best friends.
So you have to hold the book.
Oh,
Let's clear the stage so the pictures will be beautiful.
yay! Nepal.
You can keep the book back. And now,
Yeah, continue. Thank you, Arthur.
You're welcome.
It's all right. It didn't hurt me.
and then when they come,
And then we can.
otherwise you'll have to come to again, and then you'll have to come to speak.
Okay, I'll sit it.
What you want? Do we want to sit down?
Yes,
Is
yes.
that it?
I think he will speak first, so he can go.
Okay.
Let him speak first, so he can go and sit
Oh,
down.
yeah, that's fine.
Yes,
Sure.
then I'll call the rest.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for, to everyone who came for this symbolic book launch. That was a very symbolic moment. At this point, for the interest of those that haven't read the book, you would hear a little snippet from all of those who came on stage. And our very first speaker is Ayam Pelham Tuna, the international TV broadcaster who is right here seated. So a warm round of applause as he tells us a bit about the book. Thank you. Can you bring the microphone over? Yeah. That wasn't loud enough. There we go.
Well, good evening. What an incredibly great night, isn't it, to actually come in. Do you know, my impression of Nepal has always been mystic, peaceful, harmony. And I was sat in here earlier tonight, and that peace, that harmony, really shines through. So I think Nepalese people in London should be so proud of what is happening both in your country and the contributions that you're making to Great Britain at the same time. When I was first asked to look at the book and talk about it, I looked at some of the quotes that were relevant to the book, and somebody described it as powerfully and masterfully weaving narratives and imaginations into a patchwork of words. The book has addressed the themes of harrowing economic and psychological hardships, the daunting uncertainties of the future, the struggles of identity, and the realization of minority status. I think that sums up women. I think that sums up what women face today right across the world. And to be able to create such works as this, and such great art as well. This is something that really should be recognized even more. It's fascinating, it's great. You know, and I read about how Sangita first wrote her first novel when she was 18 years of age. I can just about remember that time. Just to let you know, I'll be 73 next week, so I'm I'm looking forward to my birthday as well, and hoping that 58 years of journalism can still do something. And I think when she wrote her first novel, it must have been life-changing for her to actually be able to create communications like this that are seamless and are going on and on and on in this world. And as everybody knows who sees me regularly, I'm a big feminist. I fight female causes, all the time, because I think it is so important that men thrive, but so do women as well. And I think the Nepalese tradition of allowing women as well to actually really come to the forefront and create such beauty as well, that is something that I think it just, again, highlights the values of Nepal as well. So I think, in reality nowadays, when I look at what is Nepal and how is it seen in the world, I remember this story. I'm known to have a story for every occasion. And obviously, being a royal broadcaster, a lot of my stories about the royal family. And I've been talking to William and Kate recently, or communicating with them. And the story that I remember about Nepal is that several years ago now, William and Kate visited that area. And all the media wanted to have this wonderful temple in the background of a photograph. So this meant climbing up a hillside for 2.5 hours. And when the media got there, it was hot, so that it was sticky for them. They were not looking their best. And then William and Kate come around the corner looking pristine. Absolutely pristine. Not an ounce of sweat on them, nothing at all. They were looking pristine. And we all wondered, how have they done it? How's that? Because everybody else, is hot and sticky, and we're tired and we're thirsty, everything. No, not them. They walk up there. They were picture perfect, as we say. And then afterwards, I discovered what had happened. They'd actually brought their entire entourage of dress designers, makeup artists, the whole bit, to actually make sure they had the perfect picture. But I think that's where our royal family, obviously as well, want to give the best to Nepal at the same time. They wanted to be picture perfect so that they could actually create this thing. So for me, I hope I can see more of you. Please come and contact me, because I'll be very interested to carry more Nepalese stories on our TV shows as well, which go out across the world. And again, thank you so much for Sangita to invite me tonight. I feel very proud and privileged. The book is fantastic. The art is out of this world as well, and so it brings that ambience together of peace and harmony, which is what we always want. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bless you. Can I?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Ian speaks so well.
in Pelham Tuna. Of course, what would you expect from an international TV broadcaster? Once again, a round of applause to him for that beautiful story. From what I'm hearing, I think I have to read it. I have to start reading the book today. It sounds very poetic. From his explanation, I think he did very well to create vivid images on the canvas of my mind. I don't know if he did that to you. I trust he must have done that to you. So for that, I would have to pick up a copy. I hope you're selling some of the books today. Yes, I have to buy one. We'll call the next speaker to come and tell us, about the book, his perspective, what he understands. And that's none other than our very own Universal Peace Federation Secretary General, Robin Marsh. Make him feel welcomed with a warm round of applause. You're welcome.
So it's quite unusual for me to be asked to do a book review. It's not, since I was 18 years old, I haven't been doing reviews of books, but actually it was really nice to immerse yourself in a different culture. The sense of Odyssey is great, because Odyssey is a journey of experience, a journey of changing of culture, a journey of growing. And you can see in in these range of short stories, the interface of Nepal with the wider world, many of them are about the UK. But there's so many different experiences, and I get the impression from the author as being someone who observes and watches and thinks and puts herself into someone else's life and thinks how it is to feel that way, how it is to see the world through their eyes. In a sense, we should all do that. I think this book will give you an idea of how a Nepali person looks at a different culture, looks at life in a different way. The angle of reincarnation, the angle of the relationship of creation and humanity, and its relationship through reincarnation. So there are many aspects to it where you can learn about Nepali culture, but also about human life. And I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robin Marsh, for that interesting review. The book made him understand, or the writer made him understand about Nepali culture and human life. Quite an interesting one. I'm having different perspective. I'm so eager, anticipating reading the book. Okay, we'll call on Dr. Rupak Shreter to come and give us his own perspective A warm round of applause as he comes on stage. You're welcome.
You left told. Thank you. I think it's okay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to receive an invitation to attend this art exhibition and also book launch program. Also to share a few of my words that I experienced while going through Sangita Swechcha's book that is short story collection. It's really difficult to speak about a friend's creations, so how much to speak, and what not to. But also I'll try to put my best experience as I had. So I will focus on the book rather than Sangita herself. She is no doubt a tremendously creative artist, and she writes really nice poems and nice stories. I have been a fan for many years. While talking about her book launched today, I had an opportunity to read this book in 2019 in a Nepalese version, Gulabसँगको Prem, which is a collection of beautiful 20 stories bounded within 2 pages to 12.5 pages long stories, and written on different subjects with her rich experiences of her life. Sangita, being born and brought up in Nepal and living in Australia for a few years and then coming to the UK, has really collected lots of experience, and she has seen the life more than ordinary people as she has experienced herself in different countries. So I believe that her experience are the richest sources for writing her stories and poetry as well. About this collection, among the 20 stories, there are a few really touched me, thrilled my heart. As I was reading the first story, translated into English, I was really pleased to find the book, and I was reading thoroughly. The first story, bearing the title story as well, the book itself, Rose Odyssey. It reminded me of Homer's Odyssey, and I was really attached to the book so much, and I was going through lines to lines. Though the stories are a bit different from Homer's, she has narrated here her one story that she has seen in the Nepali society. She has really woven up beautifully in a different way than other normal, let's say, other Nepalese story writers or any other writers. Her writing style is different. In this story, in the Gulabसँगको Prem, which has been transformed into English version as Rose Odyssey, she not only shows the love-hate relationship, she goes further and shows revenge and again repentance within love triangles. So it's not only love and hate or ordinary story, but it has a long story than a story can tell. So sometimes I got the story telling so many stories and again changes the scenes in dramatic way, suddenly it goes changing, but also she doesn't leave the thread she is narrating the story. And wonderfully, in this story, Rose Odyssey, and the last story that she has written in a journal version. Maybe she has tried in a new style again, as in writing a diary. That is the longest story, which is in about 12 pages in Nepalese version, but it has been 15 pages in English version. It is in journal version, but it really gives a new dimension, a different look of life, how we can see life in different culture. Is in this context, we can take this story as diaspora story as well. So the two stories, I'm relating these two, first and last two stories. Both of the stories are narrated by the third person and in male's voice. The male voice, being a woman, getting into male psychology and telling their stories that they feel is really a difficult task. But she has challenged here, and it's a really beautiful story she has presented to us. And the shortest story is Ram Maya, which is in Nepalese context, and about human trafficking. It really makes your heart tremble once again. So the other one, important story that, in my feeling, the one I like is the Bikhandit Sapana that I had read in Nepalese version, and I was really eager to read that in English version, how it has come to English way. So the translator has really done a good job, brilliant job, and he has brought the culture, Nepalese culture, typically into English culture as well, so that the transformation of the culture is really done beautifully. So this story is remarkable for me because while reading this story, I was thinking of American novelist Toni Morrison and her Bluest Eye, where she had to sell her milk, breast milk, for someone else for living. But in this story, she brings the same theme. A lady, let's say, a woman is buying someone's milk, a Romanian lady's milk, breast milk, not cow's milk, for her own child. So the themes look similar, but they really have the different situation. The situation, Toni Morrison selling milk, and here she buying milk, are the different settings, different times. So maybe in 200 years' times, we have been in different situations, different age, and that we cannot think. So all this, every story we find, we experience different texture, different flavor with different themes. So though we find that's Nepalese culture, though we find that's Nepalese and Australian culture, or Australian culture over Nepalese culture, or British and Nepalese culture as a diaspora stories, whatever, Sangita is not only a feminist, not only a socialist, but she is a humanist writer. And her voice as a humanitarian is really highlighted here. That's what I really praise. So this program, Palette and Prose, the art exhibition and the prose exhibition as well, combined and presented by your family members, is really wonderful. I have really found such joint creations, exhibitions at once in somewhere, father, daughter, and mother, in different art and literature. So this these present arts and literature will in English, and also art is art, universal language, and her stories have been transformed into universal language as well. So these two aspects will really connect Nepalese art and culture, art and literature, and Nepalese feeling, Nepalese perspectives towards the world, to the world to read all of them. So in this occasion, I would like to thank Dr. Sangita Swechcha for this beautiful creation, and her translators, Jayant as well, who has wonderfully translated, which is a really difficult job, but he has successfully done it. I also try to translate. Sometimes I really find very difficult, but Jayant has really done very well job. I bet more than I was expecting. So very big hands to him, and thank you to Sangita Swechcha and P. Singh, and also Rhoslyn, and thank you for bearing me all this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rupak, for those wise words. He talked about the book making him understand history, stories. Of course, history is his story. His history. Think about the coinage, the spelling. History is history. But in this case, it's her story. Books let you travel without moving your feet. I'm very sure this book does that. So I'm looking forward to understanding what all the book reviewers are talking about. At this juncture, let's hear from Shad Manavi, a poet and writer. Shad Manavi. Make her feel welcome with a warm round of applause.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Sangita and family, for having me. Sangita, I'm immensely proud of you and your family for bringing the essence of your home to London and taking us on a captivating journey back to your country. Congratulations on the publication of the remarkable book, Rose's Odyssey, and your outstanding achievements. This keeps moving. Is that okay? Okay. It's just, that's why I'm just thinking, I need to hold it, I need to speak, so yeah. I don't know what happened. Thank you. Oh, finally, I can focus now. First of all, Sangita, well done. It's just you combined everything, and I love the way Sangita, she always thinks about the next project. And I'm always thinking, okay, it doesn't stop there. So I really enjoyed the book, and throughout the book, it delves into themes of control, lack of trust, and the desire to hurt loved one unintentionally. And the narratives navigate the complexities of these emotions, shedding light on the consequences they bear on relationships and personal growth. And throughout the book, I just realized that the portrayal of control dynamics unveils the destructive nature of power, struggles within a relationship. It does give you the time to think, okay, some characters, they just make you reflect that love is not forced. And you need to start looking within yourself. And you need to start having growth within yourself. And I noticed we can somehow all relate to it. in a sense where you're thinking, instead of focusing, how can we change other people? What can we do to change ourselves? And it's remarkable short stories that each one of us can take something away with them. It can resonate with anyone really, and also we can relate with the culture as well. It has a lot of impact on the way the expectations really, because you realize even though we are in a foreign country, but we seem to take our culture from back home with us, and we kind of pressurize our children to be a certain way, and we kind of let go of wanting to understand. So I really enjoyed this book because it kind of sheds light of having to accept. You need to offer acceptance and to realize, instead of having your own narrative of how you're brought up, it's nice to communicate, because you don't realize that you are actually hurting other people by not kind of going along with the change of dynamics, with just basically understanding. And it's powerful because it just kind of makes you take pieces from each story, short stories. You're like, okay, there's betrayal, and the reason there's betrayal because there's no communication between marriages, and then it makes you reflect, and then you realize the only way you can move forward is by explaining and speaking and communication. And as a woman, we are painted at times with a brush that this is what you deserve, and we carry a lot of anxiety. We carry a lot of frustration because we feel like we are not heard, we're not accepted the way we are, and then we are just carrying the burden of how society expects us to be. So this book just kind of reminds you that women, they face a lot of struggles, and we do understand the pressure that not only in Nepal, just in, like I relate to your book in different cultures, like where I come from different backgrounds. So it's just really interesting because you just think, yeah, this is very, it's women always are told this is what's right, and you need to basically do what the other spouse is happy with. It's just basically what I love about this book. It just shows how powerful the woman is. Honestly, it's just woman power, and it shows how patient, and also at the same time, I really enjoyed. There's one of the main stories that really resonated with me, Sangita, and I felt quite. It's just kind of, I'm not going to give anything away, but it's like you see something beautiful. And the beauty of this person, where they stand, is okay for them. This is where they want to be. So in your eyes, it's not in the right place. But in their eyes, this is where they thrive and they grow. And by seeing, because you love how it looks, and you think, you know what, I want it somewhere else, actually, somewhere close, somewhere where I think it belongs here. So it's like the character is trying to change something beautiful, change where it's actually standing, and by removing it, it's like not accepting the beauty of that, of where it is, and it just teaches you that accept, and yeah, It's beautiful, and well done on this powerful exploration of human emotions. And congratulations to Sangita for crafting compelling collection that delves into the darker depths of control, lack of trust, and desiring to hurt loved ones, provoking introspection and reflection on human relationships. So thank you, guys. So just, try to wrap everything.
Thank you very much, Shad Manavi. That was very detailed. Again, she speaks about history. I think the anticipation is getting bigger and bigger. You all should really do well for yourself to get a copy. Huh? If you would get a copy of the book, I want to see by show of your right hand.
I got a copy. I read it.
Okay. Yeah, speaking about history, who knows Vasco da Gama? For all those that are history enthusiasts, like the writer, who knows Vasco da Gama? I see some people are quickly grabbing their phone to Google. Yes? Yeah, he was the explorer. Yes. Yes, a round of applause for yourself. He found the sea route to India, from America to India. But did he really find it?
No.
You know, exactly. I'm a deep thinker. I always like to think outside the box. The reason why it's said that he found the sea route to India is because he chose to tell the story. The sea route had always been there. A lot of people had traveled through the route, but it was just normal. Before he was born, the sea route was there. But he chose to tell the story, and that's why it's important to tell stories. So realizing that this book has to do with a lot of history, I think that makes it even more interesting. That makes me even more interested in getting it. So I hope you all will do the same to grab a copy. We're supposed to have the Duchess of Lamberton, but unfortunately, due to some unforeseen circumstances, she's absent. But she has done well to put together some words for us. So at this juncture, with a warm round of applause as well. While the media guy puts together the video, let's welcome that presentation. Let's welcome her thoughtful speech. Duchess Nevin of Lamberton, with a warm round of applause.
Congratulations, Sangita, on the publication of your book. Your dedication and talent have brought forth a collection of stories that resonate deeply with readers. And your decision to publish an English version of your book is truly exciting. This edition opens up your diverse collection of stories to a wider audience, offering readers a burgeoning glimpse into the lives of ordinary people across Nepal, Australia, and the UK. I'm excited to see how your book continues to inspire and captivate audience across borders. Well done, my dear.
Ladies and gentlemen, it seems we're tired. That round of applause wasn't befitting.
No.
Make it louder, louder. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The last but not the least, who has taken his time to read the book in detail, would come and share his review. So with a warm round of applause, let's welcome Sangita Oh, yes, my apologies. With a warm round of applause, let's welcome Dr. Sean Harris.
Oh, yes.
You're welcome.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Sangita, for inviting me to be part of this event. I was honoured that you invited me to comment on your book a few months ago and to speak today among so many inspiring speakers. And it's been fascinating to hear all the different perspectives that people have got from reading your book. I find fiction fascinating, not just for the chance to get engrossed in a story, but also for the opportunity to temporarily visit someone else's head, to get a glimpse of how they see the world and how they think about everyday life. This is always a privilege in any book, but particularly so when the writer's a friend. Sangita and I were working together about 7 or 8 years ago when she first told me she was working on her second book. My initial excitement was tempered when I discovered the book was being written in Nepali. I am the proud owner of one of those resulting volumes, but I urge Sangita to translate the book into English so readers like me could enjoy it too. I'm very pleased that she listened to me and that we have the opportunity to celebrate this book today. So thank you, Sangita. I think it's great that Sangita is sharing her stories with a wider audience, and actually not just through her storybook, but also through her work with Book Hill International. She's supporting Nepali literature more generally. Those of you who know the book will have read that one of the stories in her book, Sangita explores some of what it means to be a citizen of a country and to be proud of where you come from. The character in the story is disappointed because they keep encountering people who don't really know Nepal, who don't know that Mount Everest is in Nepal, and they are much more familiar with the larger and more populous neighbours to the country. With the work of Book Hill International and writers like Sangita, it's wonderful that Nepal has literary ambassadors, ensuring that Nepal's stories are told on a world stage, increasing awareness of the country's literary summits as well as its geographical ones. And this brings me back to that privileged window that fiction gives us in seeing a bit of the world as someone else sees it. As others have said, Sangita's life journey has seen her growing up in Nepal, studying in Australia and the UK, and then living, working and parenting in this country. Her journey, or Odyssey, brings to Sangita's writing an unusual and fascinating perspective on people's relationships with each other and with the places and situations they find themselves in. One that really struck me was, as a mother of teenagers as well, was the generational differences between parents and teens and how those differences you already get are exacerbated and increased by different cultural and societal expectations. I was also really struck by some of the little insight into the differences in dynamics when there's issues of disability and caste and expectations between friends and family members. Sangita's stories allow us to peek into other people's lives and empathise with their concerns. But then, in many of her stories, there's a twist in the tale. There's an invitation to challenge our assumptions and see situations differently. Thank you, Sangita, for sharing your stories, and congratulations on your book. I look forward to a follow-up event when you've translated your first book into English too. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sean Harris. She closed by saying, thank you, Sangita, for telling your story and for sharing your book. At this point, let's welcome Sangita. Yay. Yes. You're welcome.
it's been, I've been hearing all about me, my book. I don't want to talk about me now. I just would like to thank everyone for coming today. For our family, it's a family event, but the UPF is hosting, and I feel like UPF my second home now. Like I keep coming here for monthly meetings and some other meetings when Margaret invites. So it's a kind of second home for me, and it looks like Margaret and Robin have adopted me as a daughter, and I was honored to have in December awarded the Ambassador for Peace Award of Universal Peace Federation. And what better than this, having this opportunity here today? And in terms of thanking all the speakers here, I would like to thank Robin. As I said, he's been very kind enough to read the book in spite of his busy schedule. And also Duchess Nevin, who was very kind, and she was really wanting to support me coming here. And she shared with her over millions of followers in Instagram her message about my book, and that's amazing. Like I can't even expect more. And she said like once she comes back, and then she will meet me, and we have the more conversations, and then like she will read the book and tell about these, tell the stories about the book. So all the kindness and love, I'm being soured. I don't know, like it's overwhelming for me. And Dr. Rupak Swechcha, it's unusual, like today, most of the speakers have only read the English version of the book, and he's the only person having read the book in both Nepali and English and see like how it flows. I've been very fortunate. He's been always supporting my work, and today as well, like he read the book. And it's just a week back, the book got printed, and I sent to all the speakers. I can't believe like everyone read in such a short period of time, and then giving me this feedback. I've been very fortunate. And to talk about Sean, Sean can be called as the co-creator of this book, this English version, because when the Nepali version of the book was published in 2019, me, Sean, and other friend, three of us went. We were working in an international organization in Oxford, so we all three went. I went with them in a restaurant to celebrate, and I had no other choice. And I signed a copy of them, and they were happy to see my picture at the back of the book. They couldn't read anything, and I signed them and then gave to them. And there was just one sentence inside. It's written in English, like it's a short story collection by Sangita. So I was helpless actually, because I couldn't share with them anything other than like, okay, this is the book, like I just wanted to share with the physical copy, and then I gave them, and I promised them that after a while, after some time, I will be sharing with you the English version. That was the promise made to Sean and other friend Verity, and they had the copy holding and took the picture. So that was the commitment I made to them, and I was always in pressure kind of thing, like I need to prove and then fulfill the promise I made to them. So I dedicate this book especially to Sean, and she's been kind enough coming all the way from Bristol today to speak about the book and reading the book even in short period of time. And Ian Pelham Turner, international TV broadcaster. I can't believe this. It's just like a dream come true to me today, like having him speak about my book. I always see him on TV, and such an international personality coming for a writer who just dreams and dreaming to promote the country, promote country's literature. And what better than Ian supporting me, and he's been kind enough to call me in his TV show and talk about Rose's Odyssey after a week or 10 days time. So I can't believe myself speaking about my book, about Nepal, Nepali literature, any show that goes to almost 1 billion people in the world. I mean, is it true, Raj? And so it's a good news for not just me, good news for all the Nepalese. We all would like to, all the Nepali literature lovers here and all the Nepali would like to thank Ian for promoting our literature. And I hope like one day the art will be, our artists will be talking, and other areas of Nepal as you were discussing about momos he liked, I was very desperate to bring some food from Nepal to test for people who do not know Nepali food. And I was very happy to get next to the the restaurant, Nepali restaurant. And Anna was very happy. And he was talking with the owner of the restaurant, and he said he would like to promote Nepali food as well. So we have Ayn here. So I'm very thankful. And my friend, Shad Manavi, it's like we met here at UPF, and it was like I met her. There was a connection from the past life, like kind of thing. Like once we met, and it didn't stop. Like we just kept going on and on. Shad and me are having a program, poetry concert, where I'll be reciting the Nepali poetry, and Shad will be reciting the Palestinian poetry. So we'll be promoting each of our country's poetry. It's in May, actually. So you all are invited for that poetry concert as well. I'm not reciting just my poetry. I'll be reciting Nepali poets, legendary poets, Nepali women poets, and some recent contemporary poetries to give different tests of Nepali poetry in that event. So Shad will be doing the same. And Shad is the high street. She's the owner of the High Street Hero, and she's been doing events all around. So when I saw Shad, then I just felt like, oh, I need to do something like her. I just need to follow her path to bring Nepali literature like that, to bring the poetry. I'm not someone like who can recite poetry, or I'm never done in that way. As Shad said, if you hear her poetry recitation, you will fall in love, like the way she recites the poetry. And the most honorable thing about her is she has raised over £1 million for Palestine by reciting the poetries. So what better could be? Having such a dedicated poet friend, and then talking about me, in spite of all the events, she's traveling all around in UK to raise funds for Palestine. But on top of that, she took the pain of reading my book and telling the fact. Yeah. And I think I'm done with all the speakers. And now at the end, it's almost the end of the speaking session. I would like to little bit wrapping up of the entire, because everyone has a lesson, wrapping up to be done by Director of the Center for Nepalese Studies, Director of the Center for Nepalese Studies, Lokendra Dhakal, who I've been very fortunate to have him here because I have directly worked under him in Nepal in a UNDP project, and he was a guide. He guided me all throughout in the beginning of my career when I was working under him. And again, when coming back to UK, then I joined CNS UK, and we worked together. Until now, we are still in different programs. We keep meeting, and it'll be very I'll have an honor to have Lokendra Dhakal sir here speaking about little bit about the event on Nepal, what his perspective is, and how am I right? Am I going in the right place? Just want to ask that. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sangita ji. You have given me a very big role now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here and then experiencing this magnificent art festival and the prose part of it, which we have talked quite a lot now. Thank you, organizer, especially P. Singh ji, yourself, and a magnificent trio, Rhoslyn and Sangita ji. It was a great honor for me and my friend Krishna Adhikari ji, who is also here. We are involved in Center for Nepal Studies. This is a small research organization where we do some social researches, especially for the Nepal and Nepalese. Sangita ji, I knew Sangita ji since last 22 years, to be very exact. And in the initial 3 years of those joint days, we worked in a biodiversity sector in WWF, and later on we are involved in other UNDP projects. Therefore, I know her and her talents, which we all can see it here. From the right beginning, she was so creative. While I worked with her, I knew that she is somebody so special who should not only fit to Nepal and Nepali situation. Now you can see, the thing that she has done and the way that she has brought up the people together. This is a very good skill that she had, which I always thought so. Talking back now about today's art exhibition, I think I should say that I'm very proud of this magnificent trio, assembled in one family, and I hope they continue their spirit to do the things that they are doing now and carry these torch all around and work for Nepal and Nepalese, being in UK. That's what I can say. And I would like to thank for everybody who participated here, and I would like to thank Sangita ji once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this juncture, we would call on Sangita to take over the stage and champion the affairs of the book launch, of the book signing. So feel free to... Yes, feel free to come to...
How do we pay though?
I've got the card. I'm prepared. I have to do card reader as well.
Excellent.
Sangita didn't just come ready, she was born ready. So while she's signing the book, do well to come with your cards, with your cash, and pick up your copy. And if you're not patient enough to be on the queue, you can use that time and go around and appreciate the artwork. You can also pick some of the artwork and make your payment. Yes, over to you, Sangita.
Yeah, we just missed a small part about the art. All the artworks are on sale as well, and 50% of the sale royalty goes to Universal Peace Federation and the charity it supports. And also the books are on sale, and certain percentage will go to the charity. No. It will. Yeah, and the price of the artworks are just beside the art as well. And I'll be here for the book signing. So please visit the artworks, as well as when visiting the artworks, please drop in here as well. Yeah, thank you.